In today's video, I'm going to show you how I built this Gmail customer support agent that is basically a progression of one of my previous videos. To be precise, it's basically an add-on on this previous tutorial I made on my channel about this inbox or Gmail agent that listens to incoming emails in your Gmail account, classifies them based on the labels you defined in your email account. In my case, it was a consultation, a billing, and a customer support label. And on top of that, on two of those labels, let's say it's a consultation request from a potential client, it will write a draft based on the information it got from me in its system prompt, and then generates a draft and saves it as a draft for me to go over, see if I like the response or the draft, and then manually send it in the end. And if it's a customer support email and it labeled it as such, it will notify my team members in a customer support Slack channel. So with this addition of today's video, I focus more on this part, which is basically a continuation of the previous video, which is a more comprehensive tutorial that, again, if classified as a customer support request, it will classify them if it's the first request of the sender that wants some information about my product or my services, then it will be passed to the reply agent. This time, the reply agent does not just have knowledge about me in its system prompt, it actually has access to a Pinecone vector store, which is basically just a knowledge base I covered in my last video, which I created a simple step-by-step basic Pinecone setup. For that, check out the link in the description to watch first the basic Pinecone rack agent tutorial and then come back and follow along. Because in this video, I'm not going into the Pinecone setup this time, more in the step-by-step walkthrough to each and every step. So before we continue, let's just test this agent for you to see what actually happens, right? For that, just real short, the knowledge base just contains some basic n8n docs file. In this case, I just used the OAuth setup steps from n8n to be the knowledge base. So you can just use this as an inspiration and insert whatever data you want to insert to the vector database about you or one of your clients, right? So to start showing you how this actually works, I prepared a quick email I will send to myself. Subject line is just help. How do I get my Google credentials for n8n? Then I will just send this email. Now back in n8n, we can actually test this step. And as you can see, it listens to a new incoming email and it routes it correctly to a customer support request. Now it retrieves the data from the Pinecone vector store about the information I provided the agent. And now it will automatically have labeled the email correctly, plus send a reply based on its knowledge base. So now let's head back to my Gmail account to see the actual response. And as you can see, it classified it or labeled it correctly as a customer support request. And here it wrote a reply with all the factual information from my knowledge base and wrote a step-by-step explanation on how to get your Google OAuth authentication from your Google Cloud account. Additionally, I prompted it to always ask at the end if that's enough information or if it's helpful enough or if the person on the other end wants actually be called back. So it asks for a phone number to give that person a call back. So that's what we are going to do. I need more help. Phone number, and type just a random number, send. And now back in n8n, if I test the second route, it will retrieve a second incoming email from the same ID or Gmail ID, and then you will see it will route it to our Slack account or Slack channel. Let me run a second test. As you can see, it classified it. It's super important. The person is not satisfied with the first response from our AI agent, so now it sends it, redirects it to an actually human. And if I go to my Slack channel, I receive a new customer support ticket, basically, just a small snippet and the phone number. So one of my human agents can actually call the customer or client back to actually resolve the customer support, the support they need, right? So this was the test. If in production, you obviously have to activate this step, so it does it on a schedule, basically every minute, checks for new incoming emails. So I'm not going to walk through all those steps. You can watch my previous Gmail agent video to see how I built this first draft of it, but I will dive into these steps. So again, it will classify it first based on the labels. Then if it classifies it as a customer support, add label Gmail node as in the previous video. Then we have another text classifier node, which gets the snippet and classifies it if there is a callback request by the sender providing a phone number to actually get called back by a human, right? If the text classifier node finds a phone number, identifies that, it will redirect it to a human agent by sending them a Slack message, right? And here are the two categories: callback, classify emails from current clients request a callback by providing a phone number. And if it's just the automated support request, basically it's just identifies as its first email sent to us. So it's just classify email, current clients requesting help with technical issues, product uses, or service-related assistance, right? That's it. And that's the default prompt. So if it's the first customer support request to us, it will redirect to our Gmail reply agent, which is just an AI agent node that passes it the text classifier item json.snippet. And in its prompt, your task is to read the email, generate a helpful response based on the text classifier snippet. It's from here, text classifier, just drag it in, and there you pass in the right information to the agent. And mention that it has a vector database as a tool, so to retrieve information from its knowledge base, and also formatting requirements. I want it to be a HTML format, so it looks nice in the email. Otherwise, you just have a clunky text block, which doesn't look good. And that's it for the prompt. Oh yeah, and I mentioned ask politely to provide a phone number if the first reply wasn't sufficient enough. Just a regular LLM provided. Doesn't matter which one you use. I just used 4or Mini for just retrieval tasks, and then the Pinecone vector store. Again, I'm not going into the how to set up the Pinecone vector database. Just watch my previous video, and here I just select it as retrieve documents for the AI agent. I give it a name. I call it my customer support DB, and some description, which is important for the agent to know when or for what purpose to use this tool. It's especially important if you have multiple tools attached to this single agent, right? And then get from my Pinecone index, which I previously showed you how to set up. It's my n8n. That's it for the agent. And then finally the send reply node. Here the important part is to pass in from customer support item.json, which is a previous node. We pass in the ID of the Gmail node, so the agent knows to which email to respond to, right? Otherwise, it will just create a draft, but not to the actual sender, in this case, myself. And then the output from the previous node to generate a output email. And that's the quick walkthrough to this addition I made to my previous Gmail agent, which again, I have the link in the description below, where you can watch where I went actual build of this basic agent, and then just this addition down below. And as mentioned, you can check out my school community, where I also will share this template and will also host weekly brainstorming and Q&A calls, where you can ask me anything you want. That's it for today. AI agent out.